baby, let them hoes sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD. I get in my way, never out of my lane. Feel like you the one and I'm on one. So what it's gonna be? Baby, squad up, we finna go deep.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel if you've stumbled across this video, and if you are returning, grateful to have you back. Today's video is going to be all about my current diet and fitness routine.
Editing me here. I would also just like to address that yes, there is a box of snackies behind me because it is that time of the month, and just because we're talking about health and fitness, it doesn't mean that I never eat a little treat here and there. So just wanted to say that I do know they're there, and it is quite ironic, but here we are.
Currently living abroad. I live in China. I'm originally from Australia, and my job right now is a little bit random. So I actually work for a hotel, but I train in a hotel gym. So this is applicable for anyone if you have an apartment gym, a home gym, if you travel a lot and you train in apartment gyms and you don't really have a big home gym. If you have a home gym, that's great. This can still apply to you. You just have way more equipment that you can probably work with. So I'm very, very jealous of you. But yeah, I thought I'm just going to share what I do to sort of keep on track. And I'm going to give you some tips that hopefully you can implement to either get back into your routine if you've been having a bit of a slump, get into a routine if that's something you've been wanting, or just shake up your routine a little bit and maybe try some new things. So I'm gonna go in the order of sort of why I train, what my current goals are, what my workout split is, and then I'll go into a brief overview of my fitness journey. Then we're gonna go into things around diet, supplements, protein intake, all that good stuff, and then some overall tips that you can implement to help you on your journey. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump straight into it. Also, if you would like to, please grab a little beverage or a snack. This is some coconut water. Right, so I think a good place to start is to basically give you an overall picture of sort of why I'm currently training, what my goal is, and then how I'm currently training. So brief, like whistle stop tour. Last few years I've been weight training and had different goals along the way, but overall my goal now is to build more muscle, because since I've moved here I have lost some muscle, so stronger, and is why you're doing it, because it really comes down to that. It will evolve over time. Mine's definitely changed from when I started. But yeah, I think just having that why reminds you and keeps you going on those days that you might be lacking a bit of discipline or motivation. So my current why that I am is obviously to build muscle and regain my strength back, because I love the feeling of feeling strong and capable and fit. Like, it's an amazing feeling. And also, for me, the gym has always been a place where I've been able to find a sense of control and discipline and routine in my life. And ever since moving abroad, obviously my whole world has been turned upside down. So for me, the gym, and this is going to sound so deep and whatever, but it's the only place where it hasn't really changed since I've moved. So I still feel the same when I go there. I still can do the same things, and it sort of is a universal place for me where no matter where I am, it's always the same and there for me. And it also has become a place of finding friends and hanging out by joining Rise and working out with friends, and it's been a good way of socializing. I am currently doing that through a workout split of 5 days a week weight training. So that consists of a pull day. So that will be anything with a pulling movement. So that will be things like deadlifts, rows, pull up, chin up. So a pull day will hit usually your posterior chain. So that will be your back, your lats, and your biceps. And then on the flip side of that, we have a push day. So a push day is anything where you are pushing the weight. So that could be things like a shoulder press, a chest press, a squat, push day will hit your quads, could hit your glutes or pull your shoulders and your chest. So I like to do one of those each week. And then I usually try and incorporate 2 focused sort of leg days. So one of those will be a quad focused leg day and a little bit of calves sprinkled in there. And then I do like to have at least 1, preferably 2 glute days in there, because we all know the girlies love the glute gains. So yeah, hip thrusts, Bulgarian split squats, deadlifts, good mornings, like all that stuff I like to include in my glute days. I also go to once a week a functional training center in Shanghai, and it is called Rise. I love it there. It's really group focused, community focused, more functional training. So I will go there, and that's more full body cardio conditioning workout. And if I can't make it there, then I will do a conditioning session in the gym at the hotel. I also forgot to mention that currently I am doing the Move With Us programs. I love their programs. I bought a year's membership before I moved, and yeah, I love it. I can do Pilates, like all that stuff. So Move With Us would highly recommend. So I think the next probably point to cover is I'll go over a bit of my fitness journey. Really whistle stop tour that if you would like an in-depth video, I can definitely do that for you. So I started seriously weight training in 2021, so about 3 years ago now, and it was triggered by a breakup. I feel like that's a really common thing, but I mean, look, something's good has come out of it. So anyways, yes, started in 2021, and then I did my first serious bulk in 2021 as well. So that was the first time that I sort of paid attention to what I was eating, and I was super consistent with my training in terms of tracking my weights, upping my weights, using progressive overload, following a program and progressing that every week instead of just being like, oh, I feel like training this today, let's do this, you know. And that was through a coach, not a personalized coach. It was just a program that you get online. I did my first proper bulk, and I'd never experienced anything like it before. I had dabbled in the gym a couple of years before this. I wasn't totally fresh when I came to this point. It was just the first time I really knuckled down. So I would probably say I put on about 4 to 5 kilos, which I'm a small human, so it was a lot for me. And it did reach a point where I just started feeling uncomfortable in my clothes, and I wasn't feeling very good in my body. So then I sort of tapered back the calories a bit. I also was tracking what I ate and my calories at this point. And yeah, I just sort of went back into probably what you would call a maintenance phase, introduced a bit more cardio, steady state and that sort of thing, and just lived my life for a little while, just still gymming and whatever, but I wasn't in a bulk anymore. So then after this bulk ended, I tried entering my running girly era, and this was before it was super popular. So probably 2022, I tried to enter my running girly era, didn't go very well, and then I just went back to weight training. And then I just sort of stuck with that for a while, was just, you know, living my life, loving it. And then my best friend, my lovely best friend, did a bikini comp. And I decided to do the prep with her. And I'd never done a serious cut before. And I don't know if I ever want to do one again. I probably will at some point in my life. But yeah, it was definitely an experience, one that I'll be forever grateful for the experience and what it taught me in terms of what I'm capable of, what my body is capable of if I set my mind to something. But again, it also really taught me that what you look like is really not what's important, and that look good, feel good is not always the case. So do with that what you will. I don't want to touch on that too much because it could be its whole like separate video, but did that. That was in the end of 2022. So that finished, end of October, November 2022. And then I went back up to maintenance, started regaining some strength after my big cut. And then we enter the Running Girl Era Volume 2. And this one stuck a lot better. I would say I definitely entered my hybrid training era, which I still would say I'm sort of in at the moment, except I'm just not really running. I just have been so lazy since I've been here, but I definitely would say I'm much more of a leaning towards a functional hybrid athlete now. But yeah, so I really enjoy the feeling of being able to do a run and then lift some weights, and I just feel so good training that way. So that's where I'm sitting at the moment, is still in that, yeah, sort of functional mode. I have accidentally run, it wasn't an accident, but I have run a half marathon on a treadmill before. I've never done a half marathon race or anything like that. The longest race I've done is a 10K. I am probably the world's slowest runner, but I can still do it. So if you're slow, don't worry. It's all good. We are all running our own race. So that is sort of, if I remember, I'll pop some pictures of what my body looked like throughout these different periods. But just an example that my why in all of these stages was very different and changing. And it's always important to just keep checking back in with yourself and making sure that you're aligned with what your why is. So now a little bit about nutrition, because that is the main key difference that I saw that transformed my journey and my body in all of these different stages of my life. And it's something that I think it's really important to understand, that your body is a machine that needs proper fuel, and what you put in really does affect what comes out. So think of it like a coding message. What you type in is what will be produced on the outside. So, you know, we all know the saying, like, you are what you eat, that sort of thing. So my main concern or priority at the moment is making sure that I am getting my protein every day, which for me is quite hard because my routine, my diet, my schedule is all over the place, and my job provides a lot of my meals for me, but like it's really varied about what sort of sources of protein I can get, if any, at the meal times. Like it's small. So I have had to lean on whey protein, probably more than I would like to be, but it is what it is. So for your protein goal, if you are looking to build muscle, you should be aiming between 2.2 to 2.5 times what your body weight is in kilograms. So for me, that is, if I can get 100 grams a day, I am super happy with that. 80 to 100 is my sort of golden zone. So usually I'm relying, like I said, heavily on protein powder. Eggs is another one. Chicken, if I can find it in my meals, chicken or steak. And also tofu has become a recent option that I've been leaning towards. I haven't found any high protein yogurt. Like when I lived in Australia, yogurt was a really good one for me. But yeah, so those are my main protein sources at the moment. And I do have a kitchen and I do cook in my apartment sometimes, but most of the time I don't have a lot of time to cook and eat. And also, because my days are so random, I don't really meal prep anymore because the food goes bad before I get to eat it. So if I do cook, it's literally like scrambled eggs on toast, boiled eggs. I do cook chicken and rice here and there just to have and quickly nibble on. Overnight oats has been a saving grace for me. I do have a little recipe which I'll pop in here. Super easy. Have a look, but super easy. So literally just grab a bowl and put some oats in it. I like the quick oats. They're just a bit more finely cut. And then I always use a shaker with, this is what, 400 mils of milk. No, sorry, it's about 200 mils of milk. And then I'm just going to add in my protein of choice. Okay. Just one scoop. And then just shake it up. This is literally the most basic thing ever. Just because I'm making them for tomorrow morning for breakfast.
breakfast and then literally just pour it over. It's gonna look like a lot because the protein like is still foamy from shaking it. And pop a lid on and come back in the morning. Hey ho, you've got your oats. I usually just top it with banana and honey, but you could do yogurt, chia pudding, berries, literally Biscoff, Nutella, peanut butter. Sometimes I chuck some peanut butter on if I'm feeling fancy. Whatever your little heart desires.
And a good old trusty protein shake. Sometimes I just need it down the hatch. It's got to be done. So that's my big thing, is if you really want to try and see a difference in your body, ensure that you are getting enough adequate protein to assist your muscles in growing and developing. And I also am taking some daily supplements. So at the moment I'm only taking fish oil, omega-3s, and daily multivitamin, and then I take a hair and nail biotin and a pre and probiotic. So please do your own research on what you should be taking. Speak with the doctor to make sure it's not interfering with any other medications you might be taking. But that's just what I'm taking to try and fill in any gaps, because like I said, my diet is not perfect. I'm not getting as much micronutrients as I would like to, but I'm just trying my best. Last little bit I have is just some general tips and tricks that I've found work for me and might help you in your fitness journey. So my number one thing would be to take progress photos, and I really prefer photos and measurements over weight. I think the scale has so many varying factors, water retention, where you are in your cycle, whether you've eaten or not, like whether you've put on more muscle. I would say having a structured program, this again is going to make such a difference in your training. So whether you go to like a group fitness thing and they do the programming for you, or you have an app that you use, you could go on YouTube and find heaps. I have more workout routines on my TikTok, so follow my TikTok if you want more in-depth sort of workout routines, and my Instagram as well. I've got a couple of reels on there if you want more like in-depth stuff to follow. But yeah, some really, like, there's so many fitness influencers out there that you can find workouts for. But if you are going to do that and plan your own, make sure you're following the same program for like 4 weeks at least. So what I used to do is there was an app where you would sort of put in your weights, and then or I literally would use my notes app. I used to just write everything down on my notes app and then just track my weights each week and build on that and do it for 4 to 6 weeks, and that works too. If you really don't want to pay for apps, or you just feel overwhelmed, or you don't know what to do, just do that. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, I promise. I would say that it has to be something that you enjoy. There is only so long you will force yourself to go to the gym if you hate it. It also doesn't have to be the same every day. Like I said, I go to the gym. I also go to Rise. Also I do like Zumba, and that's fun. Biking, I bike to and from work now, so that's fun. Walking, running, I know pickleball is huge right now, tennis, literally so many different things you can do. And it could just be once a week, but it could be that thing that you look forward to so much. So please make it fun. It is a lifestyle at the end of the day, so it has to be something that you can incorporate into your life. To go along with that, have an accountability buddy or a friend or someone, like an app that you check in. Like if you have a coach, they'll check in with you. Obviously that's accountability, but do you have a friend that could go to the workout classes with you or go for a run with you? Or even you can find like an Instagram group and join one of those. I've done that before. Or if there's really no one, you could do a habit tracker or something like that. Just someone external to keep you accountable. If you can, just try and make your overall day more active, like walking to work, parking further away. Could you go for a 15-minute walk on your lunch break if you work in an office? Like do 10 squats while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. There's so many little things you can do that will just increase your overall movement, and it makes you feel more alert and alive and ready for the day. Like when I'm brushing my teeth, I do calf raises, and it'll just get you that much closer, because those little hidden gems are the things that make those 1%ers that make the difference. And my last little tip is that sometimes you just need to be harsh with yourself. And I've definitely had those conversations with myself where I basically am like, stop being slack. You have no reason, no excuse. You just are being lazy. Do I want to be someone that is lazy? Am I proud of the way I showed up today? If the answer was no, okay, what can I do to make this better? And sometimes I think that's where people sort of get that self-love a bit confused, is they think, oh, rest, like, you know, they said I need to rest. Like, there is a difference between resting for recovery and resting because you are lazy. And you will know the difference, trust me, because you'll know deep down. And I always now just sort of seize the moment. I'm like, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. Tomorrow I could wake up sick. Tomorrow gym might be on fire. I don't know. Like, I always just like, don't wait for tomorrow because it's never promised. You know what I'm trying to say? Just don't make excuses, because at the end of the day, that's going to get you nowhere. And like they said in Atomic Habits, if you are 1% better every day, over a year, that is 37% better. Like, imagine being 37% better each year. You'd be unstoppable. But anyway, those are my little 2 cents, tips, whatever, on fitness, where I'm currently at with my fitness journey. And like I said, it's a journey, it's always changing, but I hope this gave you some inspo, advice. And like I said, please follow me on my socials if you would like more, and like and subscribe to this video, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.